Good afternoon, fellow vault dwellers. Welcome to the Turtlecast. And yes, just before the Turtlecast, we received the latest ITV. So inside the vault news that I managed to quickly upload as a video because the date for the next season has been confirmed. December 3rd. If you are looking for a date, December 3rd. So we do have about 10 days before next update will kick in. You have 10 days to finish the current season and get ready for the raid. And welcome in the chat. Hello there. Welcome Monkey Nuts, Spiteful Angel, Lucas, Truth Bomb, Michael Yost, Anyway, Visric, Edward, Erin Fat Kick, Adefion Jack, Spiteful Angel, I think I said that twice, okay, Aluful, Nervy Stories, Lauren in Wasteland, JL, RHPS, Malifatu, Toast, Suike, Mookie Wilson, Steve Martin, Da Vinci, Rick Jaramillo, and Lucas. Welcome to the chat, welcome to the Turtlecast, and to everyone. Welcome. The Voltec is calling. Get ready. Now, I should probably open this inside the vault one more time, even though I made a video just to focus on the calendar as it is updated. The calendar thing is updated. Excuse me. That was a sudden sneeze. So, after that, of course, I will answer all the questions I can from Discord section as the turtle. But first, let's take one more look on this article. Outside of the really brief video, let's go slightly slower. So, the Scientific Forge, that is a team, to be exact, but it is Enclave. So it is Enclave themed. Paramilitary organization. We know what Enclave is. It is basically a shadow government of the followed version of United States. So it is exactly that. The Enclave mission, revitalization of America through the power of science. Science is like used very loosely when it comes to Enclave. The science is everything they want to really do. The Scientific Forge, Season 19. I'm very hyped for this season, really. I'm very hyped for this season. Hopefully there is amazing stuff coming. We know the weapon is coming. The Heavy Tesla. The Heavy Tesla is coming. That is confirmed, and I am really excited about that. I cannot wait. I already said that in video, I will repeat it. About the new weapon, it was updated. So the initial version on the public test server, this new weapon was weak. But later on, they decided to do the update. So it's no longer weak. It's super cool now. I will upload the video as soon as I can edit it. As I recorded a lot of footage from public test server before it was closed yesterday. As public test server is currently closed. It's already done for. The testing is finished. So the update is ready. The most final version was on the latest public test server. So that's the calendar. Scientific Forge, Gleaming Depths update, December 3rd. That's the confirmed official date. It was the date I was assuming the update will drop, and now it was officially confirmed. So I'm happy that my predictions are quite on point recently. I'm happy about that. I'm quite accurate with those. Yeah, I'm bragging here. Sometimes I will not be accurate, but recently I have a good track record predicting the dates. Then Treasure Hunter weekend, starting just after. I don't think I will be doing anything about Treasure Hunters. That's like 2 days after update. I will be farming those raids for new rewards, that's for sure. Then week after, mutated public events will start, and those, if you are not aware yet, for the mutated public events, the pool is extending, so there will be more events that can mutate, which is cool. We'll be able to do more events with mutated variety. Caps aplenty double mutations later. Holiday Scourge, as every year they coming at the end of December. This time it's December 17th until January 2nd. Holiday Scourge are very cool. They're similar to Spooky Scourge. They have different outfits and drop different rewards. That's the main difference. And Holiday Scourge presents are craftable if you buy a wrapping paper from vendors. So that's the second difference. Double Score and Gold Rush, it's December 19. And then we have January, it's just regular stuff. The important again, Ghouls Update and Season 20, it's confirmed to be March. Exact date to be revealed later, but it is confirmed to be March. So as usually, one season is 3 months, so it does point to early March. And because where is the first Tuesday of the March, it is 4th. So most likely, it's most likely 4th or 11th of March that we can expect the playable Ghoul update. Earlier on, most likely end of January, second half of January, I would think we should get public test server. I'm not expecting public test server to be launched in December, unless they surprise us, but I don't expect that, as usually from the end of December till half of the January, most of the Bethesda staff is on holiday, as that's the easy moment to take the holiday and everyone wants it then. So most likely it will be second half of January that we'll get public test server about ghouls, and March it's where ghouls are coming live. The new season, new rewards. We do have those pets, a dog and a cat. You cannot have both at the same time, even though you have both on this picture, which can be confusing. You can only have one you will choose. The best thing about pets is they do deliver legendary items from time to time and legendary mod boxes. That's the use case for them. Outside of that, they just hang around in your camp. I was expecting there would be more to them, but it's at this moment, at least on the public test server, there's not much to them. They just there hanging out with you at your camp and give you legendary stuff for some reason. I don't know how Cat, for example, can bring you a legendary 50 cal, but it can. The good stuff. They said pets, but for me, Tesla cannon. That's a good stuff. That's the weapon. Video coming soon, maybe even tonight if I can do that. So we can see the latest version of the Tesla cannon. That is finally good. The latest version of the Tesla cannon. It is cool. It finally can be used as a Tesla. Most of its modification make it works like just an explosive heavy gun, but luckily there is one that turns it into actual Tesla, and that's the only one you should be using with it. Then we have lab coats, water cooler. I like the regular lab coat. I don't know why there is such a bloody one. I don't like that. I like clean lab coat. As you can see, as you were able to see, I'm wearing a clean lab coat. Not Enclave. I'm representing Voltec here. And yeah, clean lab coat. Extra special rewards for Fallout First members. So those are behind Fallout First. So this vending machine, Modus Terminal vending machine, and another vending machine to make it slightly harder to find a vendor at player camps. Then grill, cooking station, and hazmat suit. I don't know what about the hazmat suits. Is anyone outside of brand new players using hazmat suits for anything in Fallout? I know you would think hazmat suits supposed to be used daily in post-apocalyptic wasteland, but they not. I only see NPCs using hazmat suits. I don't see players using hazmat suits. Unless those are like level 20 players. No one else is using hazmat suits. So what's even the point? now to give us skins for hazmat suits if there is no purpose for them? Just a loose question here, open-end question. What's the point? Because I don't know. And then the biggest thing, plasma core recharger. So this beautiful recharger, and what I already said in the video. The open-ended question that will no answer when it will get released. Can it recharge ultra-side plasma cores? Because if it's not capable of doing that, I have no use case for it. I only need to recharge my ultra-side plasma cores. The prime ones, not regular. So I don't know if that will be the thing. So Gleaming Depths, December 3rd, Season 19, Enclave themed, with new weapon and the raid. The new weapon is the big thing from the season. I don't know if there are any other big things. From this brief showcase in this article, I don't see any. I see the weapon as the biggest one. The heavy Tesla. Really cool one. I want it. I will be using it. Will you? I bet you will. If you are a heavy gunner, of course. That's a heavy weapon. The biggest advantage, I mean, I will cover that in the video, everything I can, but the biggest advantage versus regular Tesla, because that's heavy, it will have a better range than regular Tesla that's a commando weapon. So better range is an advantage. Alright. Back to you in the chat. There we go. Someone is saying already ready to be ghoulified. Yeah, that's much. That's much update. Yeah, I don't exactly know what the pet's supposed to be in the future. At this moment, they will just, one of them will just hang out at your camp, like additional ally. Oh, if they could make hazmat suits go over your armor, that would make hazmat suits very useful, but we cannot do that. Even if hazmat suit would replace the chest piece, that would still make sense, but if hazmat suit always must to replace entire armor set, then it makes it unusable. So some of you are still using hazmat in the nuke zones. Yeah, I got it. If you don't want power armor, you have hazmat. I don't, even on my commando builds, I rather enter power armor than put on hazmat, because the biggest issue I have with hazmat, it unequips all my regular armor pieces. So it's additional hassle. When power armor, I can just enter, then exit, and my armor is still equipped. You think it will not charge ultraside plasma cores? I'm afraid it may be the case, but that's what I need to charge. So I don't know. We'll see. Regular plasma cores, what I supposed to do with them? I'm using Prime. How hard is the raid in comparison to soloing L? Probably like 5 times harder. I don't think you can solo the raid at all. So much harder, maybe infinitely harder if no one will be successful in soloing the raid. The raid difficulty, about the raid difficulty, there are 5 different stages, and it's not, like, difficulty is not going up per stage. The most difficult stage is stage 2, follow up by stage 4, follow up by stage 3, follow up by stage 5, and the easiest is stage 1. So stage 1 and stage 5 are the easiest 2 stages overall on the raid, where stage 5 is of course a snake boss fight. So snake boss fight will be comparable kind of to soloing air, when snake overall has less health than air, but deals much higher damage than air does. So that's the biggest difference for the final stage. Final stage absolutely solvable if you want to. It's not recommended, it's easier with a team, but Soloing stage 2, in my opinion, about impossible. Soloing the stage 3, it will be hard. Soloing stage 4 is actually easier than doing it on a team, but that's exception. Generally difficult, but easier solo than on a team. So difficulty is higher when on a team. Yeah, and when you equip hazmat, you do unequip under armor and your armor, so that's problem with hazmats. I think camp pets should help a little bit with camp defense. I would not expect them to handle your defense solo. Most of the melee weapons after update will be stronger. And yeah, we do have Chinese stealth armor that's basically a hazmat with additional abilities that none of other hazmat has. So yeah, absolutely. If you are a commando and you want to go into the nuke zone, Chinese stealth armor will help you maintain your stealth when hazmat suit doesn't help you with anything outside of rat management. They will always be looking to make more money out of the game. That's how live service work, unfortunately, Drew. I'm not gonna lie. Every live game is looking to make money. If someone claims otherwise, they're lying. And that's actually normal. Like, even single-player games are created to make money. The gaming industry is created to make money. It's unfortunately not created mainly for our enjoyment. That side effect and requirements for gaming company to provide product that people enjoy in order to make money. That's how our world works. The world in which making money is not the point, we already know that from Fallout. It's called communism, and it doesn't work. It absolutely doesn't work. It's worse than the world that makes money. So from two bad situations, that's the worst one. Yeah, Starfield is extreme version of monetization for those DLCs. But I'm currently off from Starfield. I like the regular game. I was kind of disappointed with DLC. And for now, I'm not playing. If Starfield would be a multiplayer and I would have a group of people I play with, I would be still there. But that's the biggest issue of single player games. After you do most of the stuff you are done with, there's lack of motivation to come back, even with possible mods. Like, mods help, mods make it more enjoyable, but it's still worth without people. And that makes a huge difference. Tell me whatever you want. For me, lack of actual people, not AI, but actual living people that are there, makes a difference. Now, and to answer your questions before I forget about it, let's go to Discord. Let's head to our Turtles Army Discord and answer your questions, whatever those are, as much as I can answer them. Okay, the Discord is opening. Give it a second. Okay. And here we go. Hi Turtle. I was just watching some videos of raids. I'm console player, so no PTS for me. Is it possible to use sneak for any of the phases, or is everyone automatically in danger like in daily ops? It is possible to use sneak, although not always, not entirely. For example, the super mole miners will still detect you when you are close, but it's not a global map detection anymore on raids, so you can use sneak. But some enemies will detect you if you are in proximity. So Sneak is not fully reliable, but it is usable, so you can go sneak. I prefer power armor. It's easier for me, but sneak is an option. Hey Turtle, regarding Plasma Gun Flamer mod and AP cost, it seems that AP reduction from mods works properly now. Reflex sight reduces cost and so does a pistol grip, among others. Perhaps this is already common knowledge, but I just found out. Yeah, that was a recent change. They fixed that in the last patch, Season 18 patch, fixed that. It was broken for quite a while, setting a Flamer at 30 AP, but that was fixed, so now you can indeed reduce AP cost for the Flamer. Is it possible to have a dedicated YouTube video to the best experienced junkies farm camp location? I mean something similar. XP junkies. I don't know that location. I don't build enough camps, so I don't know what would be the best. It's probably possible for someone to make that video. I just don't know what would be the best spot for that kind of a camp. Next, hello 80. You said I might have a disease on this rat damage. I did not have a disease, and the rat damage was more like being in a nuke zone, but without power armor. This was with XO1 full troubleshooter power armor. I think the rat damage has to do with not having poison resistance versus the imposter robot. I did run a test again today to make sure, and it's only when fighting imposter. Okay, so that's definitely a bug then. I did not experience it myself, so that's why that was my idea what could have been causing that. So that's definitely a bug in that case scenario. It shouldn't be happening. I did not experience it, but I do believe it is happening for you. Next, hey Turtle. I don't think I saw anyone using the Scouts banner during your raids on the PTS. Does the res from those working raids is or disabled? Yeah, all resing. Yeah, all respawns are disabled. There is no way to use anything like a lifesaver, like a revive from a scout banner or mysterious savior. Nothing works. Whenever your health drops to 0, it's an instant death. There is no revive option. So yeah, scouts banner for this regard are useless. The scout banner for AP refresh, weapon fixing itself and so on may be used, but there is no reviving. There is no reviving. There are only restarts of the stage. So no, nothing that revives you works. Exception for that rule, as you are able to see in my raid build, if you watch that, is the power armor reboot perk, the legendary perk, because it doesn't revive you, it just refills your health whenever it touches 0. So that's a different mechanic how it triggers, and this is helpful in the raid. But anything that requires you to go into the down state doesn't work, as there is no down state, there is alive or dead state. Next, hello Turtle. Have you tried the circuit breaker stun at the raid? Can't remember if you have tested it. I did. If you are asking about ultra genetic mole miners, they are indeed immune to every crowd control with exception of stagger from bash or melee attack. So they can get staggered, but that's it. Nothing else works. They're immune to all other crowd control. No freezing, no stunning, nothing. No crippling, no killing them. There is nothing you can do with them outside of brief stagger that gives you approximately 2 seconds to run away. And I don't even know if stagger is intended or if Bethesda will remove it eventually and they will be completely immune to any form of crowd control. At this moment, almost any form of crowd control. And Johnny is saying, minus 20% limb damage on the scout armor from the modus mods can help reduce overall damage taken from first robot boss in raid. It will not help you with overall damage taken. What it helps you, not being crippled, that's what it helps you. The reduced limb damage is independent from your total health bar damage. It's the same like plus 50% limb damage on your weapon. It doesn't increase the total damage of the weapon, it only helps you cripple faster, and that's opposite. It helps you stay not crippled for longer, but it doesn't help you with overall damage taken. I'm thinking to gear up troubleshooter and defensive mods to be tankiest possible without power armor there. So tankiest possible, full set of troubleshooters, but no, the limb damage reduction will not help you. Demon. Hey Turtle, in your recent raid setup video you are a carnivore and mentioned it had better buffs. Is it worth switching once December update comes? Oh, it's up to you. The difference is not huge. For health bonus, as a herbivore you can use Tato Salad. As a herbivore you will have access to better crit boosts than carnivore can have. What you will not have is the carry weight boost that we can as a carnivore. You will not have access to as good endurance boosts and total health boosts, so better tankiness food is in a carnivore category, but you can keep playing as a herbivore. It's not a deal-breaking change. You can play either one. The carnivore, in my opinion, is better, doesn't mean it's necessary or the only way. And lastly, will the perk card changes make raids easier for non-power armor users? It's hard to answer this question because the raid was never available before the perk card changes. So the raid is already designed for those new perk cards. There is no comparison. I'm not able to compare how the raid would feel with old perks, as that was never an option to do. Therefore, I cannot say it will be easier or harder. It will just be as it is. It is easier in power armor versus non-power armor, that for sure, as power armor provides additional protection from damage, and there is lots of damage. But in the same time, you may feel more mobile without the power armor, which is a good thing. There is a lot of running in the raids, and some damage sources are unavoidable. Therefore, it doesn't make a difference if you are power armor or not. The good thing is, most people will be will be in power armor. So occasional non-power armor user running the follow through perk will help with bosses to kill them way faster, as most people will be taking one for the team, and it does stack with a follow through. So having at least one non-power armor user with stealth and follow through is definitely beneficial for the raid overall. As you cannot really consider soloing it. It's not an option, at least not a valid option. I think with a lot of resources, it's probably possible to solo with high investments into Nuka mines. To solo it, it's probably possible, but it will extend the time that it takes to do the raid, 4 times versus a full team. And resources expenditure will be to the moon. So maybe worth trying to record one solo raid video, maybe. But that's about it. If you really want to farm the raid, you need teammates. It's designed for teammates. It's optimized for teammates. And with the latest patches, Bethesda was doing whatever is possible to make it harder and harder to solo or duo. So it is intended for 3+ people to do the raid. Duo is possible, but still very hard. Stage 2 duo, for me, I have only success with a pro player teaming up with me, and still a 30% success rate. 20 to 30% on stage 2, so 1 in 4 about plus minus. Yeah, the nuke mine is probably the only option to try to solo the drill. So you need to deal with the more rats while running for canisters, and there is no other way. You cannot be in 2 places at one time, and the drill phase, stage 2, requires you to be in 2 places at one time, or just do canister runs really fast. I have a footage, and I will compile more compressed guide for the raid soon. Probably during the weekend. Maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. We'll see exactly, but definitely I will have a full guide, detailed guide for the raid before it will get released for everyone to make it easier. There is a lot of unwritten rules that help with the raid to run it faster and more efficiently I will try to share. As more people know how to efficiently run the raid, the better it will be overall for everyone. I noticed like you can communicate in game through the voice chat, but most people doesn't use that, and I was intentionally trying to not use a voice chat while running the raids to see how well I can somehow team up with random people. It wasn't going well. I will be honest. It wasn't going well. Even though I'm talking about the phase when I was already aware about each and every stage. I learned it, and I was able to run it as good as I possibly can as a middle-aged gamer. But it was still fail after fail. And with just a ping system, I was not able to communicate without the voice chat to my teammates what we need to do. The pings is not enough. And the text chat on the latest public test server was disabled, so without talking, there is no way to communicate with teammates. I don't know if the text chat will be ready for the December 3rd, or is it pushed to the March update. If it's pushed to the March update, it's tough. So you just will be praying that your teammates did watch some kind of a guide for the raid. I mean the praying, I don't mean literally, you know. I hope you know what I meant. Cookie Crisp, thank you a lot for the $5. Appreciate that. And the message is, Mr. Turtle, will the AP of laser guns be addressed when they change heavy guns? Otherwise, the new laser carbine is really useless. They are addressing only heavy guns. The regular guns are not. So laser carbine is not on my list for raids. Definitely not. You're better off with just the fixer. Especially that laser carbine is not even silent. So no, it's not a good weapon. Not a good weapon. Definitely not for raids. Alright, I'm in the chat by the way now. So if you have any questions I didn't answer, something I did not address yet, let me know. Oh, Alpha, it was first time that you did the raid with me. That's cool, that's cool. Does Sentinels work out now? We don't know. We'll know when the patch will drop, when we'll test it. For now, I go safe. I don't use any Sentinel or Cavalier pieces for the raid, and I do not recommend, because I don't know if that will work. It wasn't working on PTS last time I checked. PTS is currently disabled. There is no more public test, server testing. I cannot tell you if that will work or not. There is always a chance for last second, last minute changes before the final release, but it's slim. It's slim chance. Oh, Spiteful Angel, thank you a lot for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you for 10 memberships. And those go to Richard Leclerc, Albert, Maya, Greg, Odesha, New Vidas, Yushiohoshi, King Des, Christopher Sterner, Arcanera, and AJ Condon. Welcome, and may the shell be with you. Huge thanks to Spiteful Angel. Thank you very much. Have anyone experienced doing an event and crashing only to log in, being on the last location you are in before the event with your ammo being refunded? Oh, that can happen. Okay, I know what you are talking about. That can happen when something goes wrong with the servers, so-called rollback. So your character is basically being rolled back to the last save that was made, and the server is supposed to make a save on your character every time anything updates or changes. So you pick up stuff, it should save. You expand the stuff, it should save. At least once a minute, it should save. When something goes wrong with the server, as this is a server-based game, your save will be missing. And if server will be unable to save you, eventually your game will kick you, will crash, and you will reload back in time from the last save. It's rather rare, but that's how it's happening. Oh, Derman Iron Knack? Derman Iron Knuckles. Oh, okay. Derman Iron Knuckles, thank you a lot for $10. Appreciate that. And the message is, what is a good upgrade for a fixer? Chinese stealth armor. I'm only level 167 on my highest level character so far. So Chinese stealth armor is very good until you will be able to go for either full set of unyielding armor, or if you don't want to go the bloody truth, a full set of covered scout chameleon armor. So before that, absolutely, Chinese stealth armor is brilliant. It's one of the most stealthy armors, plus it's a hazmat suit. So for relatively low levels and under level 300, it's all relatively low, as you don't have your legendary perk cards yet upgraded. So it's very good choice. Upgrade for a fixer, depends what you are after, but for a fixer, if you talk about legendary prefixes, there are two. You should have one fixer that's quad and one fixer that's anti-armor. For the second star, if you are using it in VATS hit chance or VATS crit damage, and the last star, usually less AP cost, it's perfect. So that's what you are aiming for with your fixer. Later on, you can check out my full endgame stealth commando guides, and there is all that you need to aim for. But don't worry too much ahead. It's in my endgame guides. There is everything you can put on the build, but you don't really need to have it straight away. The build works when you already have the core, the base perks and base weapons. It already works from that point, and only getting better when you add and add and add on top. Plus, about the builds, I will be updating all my builds with the next update as perks are changing. So I'll be uploading all the builds all over again. Yes, AP costs directly correlate with Fusion Core usage. I have a full video explaining that. It's not so old. I think I did it a couple weeks ago. I did a full video explaining how Fusion Core drain works and how you can reduce it or remove it, and everything about it, everything in the topic. Oh, Martino, thank you a lot for gifting 10 memberships from Martino. And those go to the Authentic Playboy, Oak, Big Calf 712, Unfair 44, Six Samurai, Chua, Brad Kalfas, Glendaff, Devon Townsend, Mark Thompson. Welcome to Turtle's Army, and may the shall be with you. Huge thanks to Martino. Alright, did I miss anything in the chat? I'm trying to catch up, there's so much chat. Yes, you absolutely can use Fixer on raids, especially quad one. It's very efficient. And very stealthy. Oh, Godzilla, you like where they're going with the latest update? Happy to hear that. You liked my Voltec lab code? Yeah, of course. I have original Voltec lab code. That's my second job. I'm working for Voltec Science Lab. I cannot disclose any details. Does PC crash as much as PlayStation 5? Probably not, at least not for me. I'm crashing approximately once per 4 to 6 hours of gameplay. I would not say it's bad. It was way worse in the past. So 4 to 6 hours, one crash. For PC, I don't know exactly what's the crash ratio for consoles. Or other PCs. Like, PC is not everything the same. Depend on your hardware configuration, how well it will run. Tesla cannon for the raid? Not really, no. You need high DPS weapon for the raid. You don't need as much of area effect weapons like Tesla. You need a high DPS single target. I don't know Finn Balor, whoever that is. I have no clue. Are there any other ways to get damage reduction besides overeaters? Yes, multiple. If you need to find all of the ways to reduce your damage taken, my older video Super Tank explains that, I think, very well. I probably should update it when the next updated perks drop to be like, the idea will be the same, but just to showcase the up-to-date perks and effects. Melee builds are not very good for the raid. I mean, they are manageable. You can play with them, but difficulty will go up like a lot. The raid is against melee. It's built to punish melee, to be honest. For example, stage 1, that is the easiest stage otherwise. If you are melee, it's extremely difficult. If you touch this turret in the middle with your character, it's insta-death. There is no mitigation for that. The game will just kill you if you touch the turret. So with melee, I heard with some creative jetpacking it is possible to damage the turret, but whenever I tried, I just touched the turret, I was dead. So it's not melee friendly. Oh, Defiant Jack, you have 1 crash per 2 hours on PS5. So that's a little bit worse than other platforms, probably. Not terrible, but worse. What guns I'm running? I'm running lots of guns, but for the raid, if you are interested, so I mainly will be using Gatling Plasma, and that's in my build video. No, Ultra-Genetic, that's not Ultrasight, that's Ultra-Genetic Mole Miner cannot be stunned with anything. Nothing can stun it. Is the Union enough poison resist? From my experience, a little bit low for the stage 5. I noticed 500 poison resist, 400 poison resist. That's the threshold that works well for me. 200, a little bit low. This poison is really, really hard hitting. Initially, 200 was enough, but Bethesda decided to buff it in one of the public test server patches. So after that, I needed to switch to 400. Would full to 60 be enough for the raid? Yes, it would be enough for the raid. You just need to try to dodge the poison a little bit more than in Union. As it hits hard. The final snake boss poison does hit hard. But any power armor will be enough. For the stage 1, if you do not have a dedicated troubleshooter set power armor, you will need to try to just avoid getting hit with all those missiles and lasers. There is a way to hide behind some of the walls, so it is possible to dodge some damage. You cannot really face tank this turret without troubleshooter set. Yes, December 3rd is the date when everything is being changed. Per cards, VATS costs, rates are being added, Season 19 is being added. All the stuff is happening on December 3rd. It's a big patch. The best weapons in all respective categories, there would be no game-breaking changes. Like, the ranking of the weapons is not really shaking much by those changes that Bethesda is doing to them. They will stay about the same if you rank them. The differences will be a little bit smaller in between categories, but it will stay about the same ranking-wise. Alright, so I think I answered all the questions, so this will be it for this episode of Turtlecast. Therefore, now we'll be heading for a member hangout to do some daily challenges. Daily challenges together with members. To be honest, on the live game version, I was not present this week. I was busy on public test server getting ready for the next patch. So now we'll be heading on the live game version with members. So members, feel free to join on the second live stream. Everyone else, as usually, will be defending Appalachia from aliens tomorrow evening. So hopefully I can see you there. If anything new will be released by Bethesda and the news about season patches, so on, I will keep you updated. And the new weapon quick video is coming most hopefully tonight, if I can do it. And that being said, see you tomorrow, everyone. Bye.